Legends, icons, and myths. Rock and roll is filled with mystery. From devil's deals to hidden messages, the myths have captivated fans for generations. But how much of what you think you know is actually true? Buckle up as we blow the largest hoaxes in rock and roll history and uncover the facts behind the myths you still believe. In the late 1960s, there was a rumor running wild. Paul McCartney, the famous bassist of the Beatles, was dead. Fans thought that the Beatles were putting secret messages into their album covers and songs, so that meant that Paul died in a car accident in 1966 and had been replaced by a double. But where did this wacky rumor start? The clues were everywhere. The Abbey Road album cover, where Paul is barefoot and out of step with the rest of the band, was a funeral procession, fans thought. His bare feet supposedly symbolized death. And then there were the secret messages in their songs. Play the song Revolution 9 backwards, and fans were sure they heard, "Turn me on, dead man." But the truth is, Paul McCartney is alive and well. The Paul is dead conspiracy was a hoax by creative fans. And the Beatles, who were famous for having a sense of humor, played along, adding more clues for kicks. It was all part of the Beatlemania mystique. Yet some still think Paul was replaced by a double. What do you think? Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, died in 1977. Or did he? For almost half a century, devoted fans have been adamant Elvis didn't die, he just went into hiding. But why would the world's largest rock star stage his own death? The hoax started the moment he died, with rumors that Elvis needed to get out of the spotlight. Some even claim to have spotted him in far-flung parts of the world after his alleged death. A man who resembled Elvis was even spotted at the singer's own Graceland mansion days after the funeral. But where's the evidence? Despite hundreds of reported Elvis sightings, no concrete evidence has ever been brought to light. His autopsy, medical records, and witnesses all prove Elvis died of heart failure. The myth of Elvis lives on, but the king himself is dead. Or is he? Led Zeppelin is rock's greatest band, famous not only for their music, but for their myths. One of the most notorious myths? That guitarist Jimmy Page sold his soul to the devil in exchange for the band's phenomenal success. But where did the myth begin? The myth began when Page turned an interest in occultist Aleister Crowley. Page even bought Crowley's former residence, spurring the rumors that he had experimented with dark magic. The myth grew when Led Zeppelin's most popular song, Stairway to Heaven, was accused of having hidden satanic messages when played backwards. But here's the thing. No credible source exists to suggest that Led Zeppelin made any deal with the devil. The band's success was due to talent, hard work, and timing, not dark magic. And yet the myth fascinates fans. Was Led Zeppelin blessed by the supernatural, or is it just a rock and roll fairy tale? The Rolling Stones' 1968 anthem, Sympathy for the Devil, is one of the most notorious songs in rock history.
Just as every cop is a criminal, and all the sinners saints.
It triggered a tidal wave of rumors that Mick Jagger and the Stones were devil worshippers. But was it a misunderstanding of the lyrics, or was something more at work? The song, written from Lucifer's perspective, was never meant to be about devil worship. Instead, it was a comment on the potential for evil in mankind. But the name alone was enough to fuel mass hysteria, especially during the 1960s satanic panic. In fact, Mick Jagger always insisted he had no affiliation with Satanism, that the song was simply artistic. Yet for decades, Sympathy for the Devil fueled rumors and helped to bolster the bad boy image of the Stones. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, and Amy Winehouse. All legendary artists who died at the age of 27. And so the 27 Club was born the idea that there was some sort of supernatural force behind the death of rock stars at this specific age. But is there any credibility to the theory? The untimely deaths of these stars shocked the world. And it wasn't long before people noticed a pattern. But the fact of the matter is that there is no dark curse or evil plot. The fact of the matter is the lifestyles that these artists led. Heavy partying, drug abuse, and the pressures of fame all added up to their untimely death. The 27 Club is nothing more than a sad coincidence. But the myth persists, casting an otherworldly sense of destiny over the lives of rock's biggest stars. Jim Morrison, the enigmatic lead singer of The Doors,
When you're strange, when you're
is often associated with a curse that plagued his band members.
We're in Africa. The
myth goes that Jim's wild behavior and mysterious death at the age of 27 cursed the band, leading to a series of tragic events. The most notable story is the idea that Jim's spirit still haunts The Doors' music, with some fans claiming to hear his voice or see his image in their posthumous releases. But how much of this is true? Jim's death in Paris in 1971 remains shrouded in mystery, but there is no concrete evidence that any supernatural force caused the misfortunes of his bandmates.
Nice, comfortable bed with... No, I wouldn't want anybody around.
The tragic deaths and struggles that followed, such as Ray Manzarek's battle with illness and Robbie Krieger's health issues, can largely be attributed to the pressures of fame, addiction, and the passing of time. Yet the myth of the backstage curse lives on, adding to Morrison's cult-like status in rock history. The life of rock and roll has never been larger than life, and the myths surrounding it only add to the intrigue. Paul McCartney's death, Elvis's stage death, or Led Zeppelin's alleged pact with the devil are all part of the rock mythology. But as we can tell, the truth is always so much more boring, yet no less intriguing. What other rock and roll myths do you still believe? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more myth-busting content. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated with our latest uploads. From iconic rock myths to music's hidden stories, there's always more to uncover.